What's up, guys? This is Mr. Eldridge, and in today's lesson, we're going to look at the market revolution. We're going to look at the involvement of economic principles during this period 4 of the key concepts. So during the 18th and 19th centuries, the wealth of European and the United States became visibly pronounced relative to other civilizations of the world. Some credited colonialism and mercantilism and various forms of trading policies, but others, such as Adam Smith, delved more deeply in the contributing factors to Western wealth. In doing so, Adam Smith codified a new economic system in his 1776 book, The Wealth of Nations, that would spur the Industrial Revolution and what we know today as capitalism. Smith and others believed that wealth could be created through cheap labor, which lowered prices, sold more products, and created more jobs. According to Smith, the competitive process was the best way to ensure the lowest prices, best goods, and meet the needs of society. The basic premise of this free market society and the dynamics, I guess you would call it, is that free market capitalists advocated for low production costs for producers, i.e. the supply. This would allow consumers, i.e. the demand, to buy more with their money. If a product was too expensive or not high enough in quality, the consumers would buy from another business. This would force producers to either reduce the price or increase quality in order to stay in business. The lower the prices, the more disposable income consumers had to buy other goods, which would result in more sales and economic growth. This whole principle of free market enterprise and free trade led to what we know today as the market revolution. American businesses quickly adopted free enterprise, and the American economy shifted from artisans and home workers to the increased use of mechanized factory production. Americans began buying and selling cheap goods rather than making it themselves, particularly as textile mills expanded in the North and southern cotton cultivation began to grow. New machinery, such as Eli Whitney's cotton gin and interchangeable parts, greatly increased the efficiency of cotton and textile production. This made manufactured goods far more cheap, and more people turned to wage work. This allowed people to purchase cheap manufactured goods, particularly textiles. Imports and exports also both increased as American production and consumption of goods rose due to increase in money supply for workers and companies. So during this market revolution, you're going to have technological improvements. The early 19th century also saw the emergence of many beneficial improvements to the American technological life. Telegraphy, Morse code, telephones greatly improved communication. Canals connected networks of northern states and supply routes via steamboats. Northern railroads improved transportation and connection throughout the nation. All these factors combine to make transportation much cheaper, quicker, and more effective, thus reducing prices and promoting sales. Finally, we end today with the Southern economy. While the North flourished industrially, creating transportation, communication networks, and goods and wealth from factories, the South resisted. The South doubled down on agriculture, largely ignoring the industrialization processes and transportation networks of their northern counterparts. The South primarily sold items such as cotton to northern textile factories, as well as to Britain and France. But these sales did not promote substantial economic or industrial growth. While cotton cultivation was a lucrative enterprise, its profits paled in comparison to the wealth and development of the North. Additionally, the South remained heavily dependent on the labor of African slaves. Desiring the preservation of this institution, the cultural economic divide between the North and the South continued to grow as calls for abolitionists grew in northern states. Thank you so much for paying attention to this video. If you have not hit that subscribe button, please go ahead and do so now. Thank you so much, and have a great day.